On today's edition of Bleeding Edge TV, we're going to give you a look at the Thunderbolt to Gigabit Ethernet Adapter right after this. Hey everybody, welcome to Bleeding Edge TV. I'm Andrew Edwards. This is the show that brings you tech news from GearLife.com. Today we're going to be looking at the Apple Thunderbolt Gigabit Ethernet Adapter, inexpensive add-on that you can get for your Thunderbolt Mac that allows you to connect Gigabit Ethernet to it. $29 at the Apple Store. There it is. Most recent Macs aren't shipping with a wired Ethernet port. They're all relying on, there's an instruction right there, they're all relying on Wi-Fi. And not really all of them, but that's certainly the way Apple is trending these days. And so there are times where you actually would want Gigabit Ethernet. For example, as ubiquitous as Wi-Fi is, sometimes you need a faster connection. And Gigabit Ethernet is going to be faster than 802.11n, 802.11b, 802.11a, 802.11g. Those are the four Wi-Fi standards that your, for example, a MacBook Pro or your MacBook Air are going to support, but sometimes you really need a network connection. Other times there might not be Wi-Fi, but there might be a wired connection somewhere. It's actually pretty simple. So you plug it in, right there, you just choose a Thunderbolt port. You have two of them here, one on the MacBook Air. You just plug it in like that, and you're done. Apple had to remove this port from the MacBook Pro itself, from the chassis, because they couldn't get it thin enough. They wanted to make it thin and light, so they moved it outwards to an adapter. Once you have that plugged in, then you just take any standard Ethernet cable. It's usually plugged on one side into the wall or into a router. You just plug it right in, just like that. And now you're in, you've got your Ethernet. It's full speed Gigabit Ethernet over Thunderbolt. Another reason you might want this is if you have Time Machine backups. If you're backing up to Time Machine, or if you buy one of the new Macs, whether it's an Air or a Pro with Retina display, your first backup is either going to be a restore, so you're going to be restoring from your previous Mac, and that's going to take a long time. Or once you get this set up, your first backup of the computer to your time capsule or your USB drive is going to take forever, especially if you're going over Wi-Fi. It takes forever. Hours. I did one over Wi-Fi earlier today. It took 6 hours for 150 gigabytes. Everything in my home is Gigabit wired. If I would have just plugged it in, I probably would have gotten it done a whole heck of a lot faster. That's why you might want one of these. Backup is a good thing. It's smart, it's important, and it's also nice to just have around just in case. 29 bucks from the Apple Store. Gigabit Ethernet adapter that works over Thunderbolt. You need to have a Thunderbolt port on your Mac for this to work. So you want to look for that symbol there, Thunderbolt symbol right on there. Well, I guess you don't have to really look for that symbol. What you really want to look for is on your Mac, on your port, Thunderbolt symbol right there. The reason I say look for that symbol is because some older Macs have this exact same port, but it's not Thunderbolt, it's mini display, and this won't work. Mini display port is the same shape as a Thunderbolt port, but it only carries video over it. So if you have one of the older Macs and you plug this into it, it won't do anything. So make sure your Mac has that Thunderbolt symbol. I don't know why they call it Thunderbolt, because it's actually a lightning bolt. Thunder is a noise. Lightning is what that looks like. Thunder is a noise, but whatever. I want to call it that, that's what it is. So that's it, $29, like I said. It's the Gigabit Ethernet adapter over Thunderbolt from Apple. Until next time, I'm Andrew Edwards. Please follow us. We're on Twitter at GearLive. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/GearLive, and also on YouTube, youtube.com/GearLive. You can subscribe to us and get notified whenever we put up a new video. Like I said, I'm Andrew Edwards. This is Bleeding Edge TV. Stay tuned for more tech news through the eyes of GearLive.com.